Oh yeah, I have to return the weed parcel. That's right. We were doing the instead of moving forward, we were doing the quests with the bandits on Onar's farm. We can't do all of them. Fortuno has regained his senses, but he still remembers nothing. Should end my relationship with Senyan. He's dead. Diggers and ore is something I have to do. Weed package. That's fine. Kick Bulko's butt. I did, but I believe Pepe's dead. Merchant Fernando wants to know what's with the ore in the mine valleys. Let's see if we can talk to Fernando. I think Fernando's arrested and we can't really talk to him. But we're in here, so let's see if we can actually tell him.
That's not what my husband thinks. Now on.
Your youngest is meowing nonstop because of the cat in the office chair and your BRB screen, and that's your morning. That's awesome.
I haven't seen it with my own.
The cartoon kitties? Oh, technically that's the title screen, but yeah. Technically that's the title screen, but I use it so often it's basically the BRB screen at this point.
Slew the beast, and it entered into Beliar's realm.
We have an actual BRB screen. That's I don't know if I can get to it. Probably gonna screw up Gothic by doing that. Oh well. No, I can't get to it. Mouse is locked. Sometimes I can unlock the mouse from Gothic too, but then it messes with it sometimes. Kind of one of the problems with it. So Fernando was walking around in here originally, but I believe Fernando, we found out, was selling stuff to the bandits. So he might be gone. And in the dungeons. I don't see him. Wombo.
How are things?
At the moment, everything is quiet.
You can hear Vatras from over the wall. I don't think I've been back here.
Hey, my name is Ludero. I buy and sell all kinds of things. What wares do you have to offer? Well, especially rare and unusual things. So far, I've always managed to fulfill my customers' wishes. Are you looking for anything in particular? Yes, for my current assignment, I need the claws of a snapper, but not just any old claws.
Oh.
It would have to be something special. The claws of a mighty beast who has killed many men already, or something like that.
Where can
I find snappers? There are a few of them on this island, but most of them live in the Valley of Mines. And what's in it for me? I could find you a rune stone. I'll see what I can do. I've got some special snapper claws for you. My customer will be happy to hear that. I don't have the rune stone here, but I know where it can be found. On your way from town to the inn, you'll pass under a bridge. There, in a cave, a friend of mine has deposited a rune stone in a chest. Here's the key.
There is that one. Yeah.
Show me your wares.
He has Oblivion and Sleep. He also has Meadow Knotweed, which I'm going to buy. Southern Defense Bart. That's 5,000. I bet anything buying that will up my two-handed weapon, which I might want to do. I'm buying that. All right.
That's what I've always said. These are bad times. Really? How interesting.
Sell that. Sell that. Sell that.
That's not what my husband.
I don't need the Ring of the Water quarterstaff, honestly. It's not that much extra damage, so.
He simply talks too much. Everybody knows by now.
Magic crossbow, ash bow, fire bow. I'm gonna sell the ash bow.
I can't take care of everything for everybody.
1, 2 of those.
These are bad times. Don't tell this to anyone. Who says
I'm just
they
gonna
know
sell
that?
these. Like, what am I honestly gonna do with most of these?
Nice. I won't tell her a thing from now on. I can't take care of everything for everybody.
Because I want to buy that one thing. Like the fish.
Someone's got
I keep some on me in case I ever come across a quest where someone makes a mention of wanting something.
If I hadn't
But
seen
for the
it,
most part, eh.
but that's terrible.
10. It's blue elder.
That's not what my husband thinks.
The woodland berries, I don't understand the point in them.
He had better shut up. And it's going to get even worse. And he works
Amulet of fire. That's fire protection as adjusting. Oh yeah, that's right. The different armors. I'm gonna sell him the heavy bandit armor, his leather armor, citizen's clothing,
keep anything to
because the armor for Raven's Guard I'm gonna keep because that's my best one at the moment.
I won't tell her a thing from now on. That's what I've always said.
Oblivion, I have 12 of them because I like if I buy 3 more,
Myself.
there, get 1 sleep just in case.
Everybody knows by now. He simply talks too much. He'd better shut up.
Where's the book?
Won't they listen to me?
I used to say that myself.
How much did that improve me? 25%? I think it gave me 5%.
Hey,
I think.
show me your wares.
Don't believe that.
Now let's sell it back to him. 750.
Secret.
Find crawler plates. I have so many of those.
Tell her a thing from now on. He simply talks too much. And
Wombo, Luteros, citizen, worker.
he had better shut up.
Just like you said.
In general, people get upset when you go inside, so I don't think anyone's inside. What about these 2 girls? Nope, nope. Citizen, citizen.
Thing from now on. If I
There's
hadn't seen
more,
it with my
believe me.
eyes,
Hi, buddy.
I would
Got my
Buddy's like on the chair next to me. This is the only time he's gonna love me today before he goes in the office with Isaac.
And he did not succeed.
Hey, Ultra Megan.
I'm no better off myself.
We do have to go in the direction where that bridge is. So, first of all, Fernando's quest is borked unless you can
I'll
get him
get
in the
you
dungeons,
now.
but I doubt it.
Alarm! Alarm!
He's broken. So, he's permanently aggroed to me.
I'll get you yet.
I'm annoyed with that. Mana 176 out of 206. I might as well go around this way, go back in the town, sleep at the tavern, come out the right way. Yeah, I know I'm doing this a little roundabout, but whatever. Whatever. The body. The body. The body is being the body. Body. He's like... His ears are like moving every time I say his name. My buddy. He didn't wake us up this morning. He was sleeping on the bed the entire time, as far as I could tell. Isaac woke up before I did. I also fell asleep much later than him. I was on my phone and just skimming through. What was I doing last night? I was skimming through Reddit posts just because I didn't know what else to do.
I won't tell her a thing from now on. I don't believe that. Really?
Like when I'm lying in bed before I'm going to sleep, I'm usually like looking through
What I heard.
either Imgur to see the silly stuff, or I'm looking up into a game or something, or as last night I just was like show me everything on Reddit that of the Reddits that I actually follow and just read through some of them. I was trying to look at stuff for Pathfinder Kingmaker because I've been playing that again too, but I quickly pulled myself out of that because there's a lot of spoilery type stuff in there of things that I haven't done.
That's what I've always said.
I can't take care of everything for everybody.
All right, so the bridge this way, and it's the one that we helped that one merchant under. I do like how in this game you end up searching so much on your own, running around doing different things that you remember, like the directions to places, or you remember certain things about the like other places. Also the fact that in general each location's memorable enough that when it's referenced you're like, oh yeah, that location. It's a well done world design. Like, it's really well done for an open world. You remember. Is it as big as something like Skyrim or even Oblivion? No. But the locations are more memorable than the ones in Oblivion and Skyrim. And I'd rather play a game in a smaller world again that I remember where things are than having a vast, open, sprawling world. Not saying that an open, sprawling world is bad, because that could be done very well as well. Okay, which chest is it? Not this one. I've already opened this one. This one. It's a blank room. I am fine with that. Considering that runes are technically finite, I'm very fine with that. How many do I have that are blank? Where are they? I have a pan. I need the pan. Oh yeah, I forgot that I have the jewel casket. And a few other things I could sell. I have 5. Hey, Adrian J6. All right, back to Oren's farm. Who wanted the weed? Cypher. The blood on the ground has the thing in it. It's moving. Was it? I didn't even notice.
I'm staying out of it.
I need to find Cypher. I need to remember who Cypher is. John, no, I knew what the thing you were talking about. John Carpenter's thing, yeah. Which is another retro video game that a lot of people aren't aware of, which I've never played, but I had a friend that played it and said it was really good. I looked up reviews on it relatively recently when I remembered it existed, and apparently the biggest criticism is that it can feel a little tedious sometimes. But otherwise it's supposed to be really good, because you never know. I think, if I'm correct, you never know who out of those that are with
Don't
you.
have to tell me that.
I never knew that.
seems that like licensed games that come out years after the movie tend to be better. I think it's dependent upon who makes them. Because there have been a handful of licensed games that were based off of movies that were decent-ish. Disney's games, as I mentioned before, back on the Nintendo era, was really good, but that's also because Disney was utilizing Capcom for their games at that time. So their games ranged between really good and very difficult. Cypher.
Say, is that a face you have at the front of
Cut
your
out
head,
that
or is it a
magic.
butt?
Okay, that's the way you want
Last
it.
warning, cut out that
You'll regret this.
Stop it at once!
You'll regret this.
Why? Stop it. Both of you.
Don't try that again.
He took his weapon.
All right, you win. What do you want?
Don't you try that again. Don't you try that
Give me
again.
back my gold.
Relax. I'll only keep an eye on it for a while.
And? How are things?
Not many people come this way, but up to now, every one of them has paid my toll.
Anyways. Hercules on PS1 was alright. Yeah, I don't know anything about that one. I don't remember if like it was generally considered to be okay. I'm gonna just eat all of these. Wait, why am I eating all of these? Whatever. I don't necessarily need to heal, but... mana bonus. So, I'm stuck. I did look, and I believe, yes, because I have Night of the Raven installed, I am stuck at being 1 magic point costs 5 learning points from now on. Is expensive. Just shoving all these mushrooms in my mouth. Look at those. Look at the size of these things. Like, mushrooms. Should be only 5 more. No? There we go. He's eating meat. And he's not recovering.
Stop it at once!
He doesn't have anything. I'm just gonna reload. Poor mercenary. I didn't kill them. I just beat them up, alright? Now he's got cheese. He's like, I'm done with the ham. Cheese wheels. Alright, we have to find Cypher.
No idea. You tell me. Everything else all right?
Don't babble so much. Go and get me that black troll hide.
Oh yeah, he wants that. Rod.
How's it going?
You don't belong here. You'd better go hang out somewhere else.
Well, which one of you Cypher?
I used to say that myself.
Gunner.
I never knew that. The mercenaries came from everywhere?
Most of them came from the penal colony. Another group of mercenaries came from the south, where they were probably hunting orcs. I bet that a few of the bandits from the mountains have shown up as well by now to get a free meal. Huh.
Really true.
Anyone know where Cypher can be found? It'll make it easier. Bulko.
Tell me that isn't true.
I'm no better off
Hey,
myself.
Bulko. Are you peeing?
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
That was no big deal. I'm no better off myself.
The two of us should have a chat.
Listen, you won. Now leave me alone.
He's gonna go back to peeing. It's a very, very... Oh, there's Cypher. Very long...
I know who took your weed.
Who? Was it that Bodo?
No, one of the mercenaries did it. Dar.
That bastard. Where is he?
Finding him won't help you. He doesn't have the package anymore. He sold it in Corinus.
Where is he?
Behind the kitchen building on the corner.
I'll flatten him.
I already did that. He's gonna go kill him. I don't think he has much.
Poor sucker.
Hey,
Step on top of him. What are you doing? No, I got stuck in this.
Well, we'll see the next time.
Goodbye. Am I gonna be stuck like this the entire time while he walks back to his location? Cypher? Hello? Hello? God damn it.
you really gave Dar what for? Are you feeling better now?
Yeah, that felt good.
Not to him, I suppose.
Little beggar has no business going through my chest.
It's a cinematic experience. I like that I was talking to him all the way from over there.
Hey, you. Hey, you. Would this package of swamp weed happen to be yours?
Well, I'll be... Where'd you get that?
It's a long story.
Doesn't matter. Really, you're a decent guy. Here, take this as a reward. Have fun with it. First, let me roll a few.
Show me your wares.
Sure, help yourself.
Does he sell drugs? He sells drugs. Here, buy this sword. I don't need it. Would you like some beers? You want Bloodwind's head?
Same old thing all over again.
What the hell?
Nothing you can do about it.
Would you want some swamp weed? He gave me, look how much swamp weed I have. Man, want some drugs? Want some drugs? Here, have some gold rings. Maybe some gold plates. Probably his jewel cask. Or mandibles. Yeah, man. Bloody Bloodwind's head. Alright, so... Dragomir's crossbow. Lost his crossbow to strange stone circle in the high northern mountains.
I've got my own opinion about that.
Oh, I think he's in
That's no secret.
in the old camp, which is where we have to go next.
That was obvious all along.
Kind of reminds you of the random ass elf head you get from a patriotic troll in The Witcher 3. Oh, is that the troll that asks Geralt to paint the colors on the shield or something? I remember that troll. He's fantastic. I love that troll. Alright, so we currently have 211 mana with everything we have going on for us. I'm actually going to sleep.
You should really have known better.
Nobody ever asked for my opinion.
He tells you that. Oh, that ain't true.
Using one of these beds. We have 211 mana max. That's pretty decent. Okay, and we're going to sleep until next morning. We actually have technically 190. We have 17 learning points, which we're holding on to, and we're relatively close to leveling up. We need like 3,500. No one tell him the king dies. Shh. The troll? I don't remember which nation the troll was actually like rooting for. Yeah, he was probably rooting for the king that the kingdom that I can't remember the name of it. The kingdom that the king got killed, the assassin that got assassinated in the second game. You know who I never found when I was, oh, you know why? Because I didn't do the expansion content. I heard if I did the expansion content, I was supposed to run into the Witcher that ended up being the assassin. Redania? I don't remember if it was Redania. It might have been Redania. I keep thinking it started with a T, but I'm probably wrong. It's been too long. The only one I remember is Novigrad, and I believe Novigrad is the one that was taking over everything.
Things would have turned out differently if it hadn't been for us.
It's probably Redania. There's so much Temeria, that was it. Temeria is Foltest's kingdom. Yeah. Temeria got swallowed up. At least by the end of my playthrough of Witcher 3, Temeria was made into its own it was made into its own nation, but it was still considered under the rule of the Empire. So it was given a semblance of independence, but was still considered a part of. Which sounded honestly like a pretty decent deal for the kingdom. And not exactly what they were hoping for, but probably still relatively decent. Yeah, Foltest dies at the beginning of The Witcher 2, yeah. Because Foltest is in the army. And Foltest gets killed by the Kingslayer. That's the whole point of the Assassin of Kings, is Foltest ends up being just one of his victims, but goes down. I really liked the overall plot and story, especially with the politics in The Witcher 3. And I usually hate politically charged stories in video games because a lot of times it's very difficult to follow along. There's a certain fine art to being able to follow along with political intrigue within any type of story, whether it be a book or TV show, movie, or video game. But if you can make it to a point that the people who are playing and are watching are able to follow along and see some of the political intrigue, that's pretty damn cool. That's one of the reasons why I initially liked George R.R. Martin's Fire and Ice series, was if you read the books, the politics were really, really good and easy to follow along with, which is obviously why the TV show did so well. In contrast, Robert Jordan's, oh my god, sometimes I got really, really tangled in my head with the Wheel of Time series politics. Still love the Wheel of Time. Still looking forward to seeing that show when it comes out, hoping it does it justice, because apparently they've had multiple attempts at creating a show for the Wheel of Time, and it's been very much a miss the last few attempts. There was one show that was very short-lived that came out that you can actually look up on YouTube, and I tried watching it, and it was just so bad. It went off on its own tangent and its own bend and diverted from what the story was supposed to have been. Hi, Death Blondie. So not that I was intending to do this, but there are orcs over here. Right there. They're fire resistant enough or something that it wasn't even worth doing it that way. I just finished my second cup of coffee and I'm feeling exceptionally tired for some reason. Really annoying. That was way too much mana that time. Hate days like that. Yeah, me too. It's one part allergies, is one part allergies, one part weather. It's kind of hard to say.
Nothing to be had there.
I already killed 2, so let's see what else is over here. Did I just free up the ability to run in this way? There's no way. Look at all of them. Holy shit! It's 2 of them. Are you fucking kidding me? The other one should have been walking back. It wouldn't have been running back. It would have been walking. Unless it just teleported him or something. Have I considered learning acrobatics? Moderately, but considering how many learning points you end up needing to spend just on magic, it's very unlikely I'll do anything with acrobatics. Two of them again. I don't know how badly they'll end up hurting me this way. Pretty bad. Alright. Skip it. Yeah. I could technically whittle down those orcs. I'm not going to worry about it. That's a lot of mana potions to be spending on something that's just a lost cause in general. I only say that because that shaman in there will make it incredibly difficult for me to do anything worthwhile. So I'm leaving it. Considering that I do need better armor, period, we're actually going to go and unlock the chitin armor. I need to get to that one guy, but I have more than enough magic that I can deal with the lizards on the way there. Feels like they listened to people's complaints regarding not being able to obtain the heavy old camp armor in Gothic 1. Huh? Oh, the one that I was wearing? I don't know if that's what it was. It might have been. That's from the Night of the Raven expansion, at the very least.
I wouldn't have done that. I agree with you. He really should have known better.
Couldn't get that armor in Gothic 1. For the cosmetic aspect of it, I can understand why people would want it. Considering by the time when you probably would have been able to get it in Gothic 1, even if they had given you the ability, you would have already been wearing the Ore armor, or in my case, the Necromancer robe, and both of those probably would have been significantly better. Because I know the Ore armor was supposed to be the quintessential be-all, end-all of of what you could have equipped. All right, so I do not fully remember how to get to the guy that has the chitin armor. I do know where he is, but I either did one of two ways. One, you can either go around to where I originally found Diego and I can go up the hill there, or I think I could climb the mountain. Or the way that I had originally done on my own was I think I cleared a path through the orcs and went up from this way over there, which I'm probably going to do just because it's extra experience. And I don't think there's many orcs left because I've already cleared out a hell of a lot of them. Remember being pissed you couldn't get into Gothic 1 because it looks so awesome. And meanwhile, here I am just going, give me more wizard robes. Join the sect camp in Gothic 1, you can't even learn the 5th and 6th circles of magic. Which, I mean, I didn't even... Wait, which one's the sect camp? Is that the... Oh, the swamp. Really? So if you join the sect camp in the swamp, you can't even ever become a water magician? Like, they never ever offer it to you? Huh. I did end up reading later on that if I had spent the money on the swamp camp armor in Gothic 1 as opposed to the armor that I ended up buying in the old camp, apparently the swamp camp armor costs the same but is slightly better. Makes me a little sad I missed out on that. I think it was just up there. But I was like super stuck on like, let me murder these guys. Welcome. Look. You don't think you've encountered anyone who's joined the sect camp? I almost wanted to, honestly. Stop it. I do have more strength than when I encountered them the first time. And I am better at weapons, so I guess my crit chance has gone up. I'm not wearing the better armor, and I probably should be. Since I'd probably be a lot more survivable against them, even if they hit me. The only thing is that Raven's bodyguard armor has no fire defense, which means the shamans, if they get agitated and start attacking, that's gonna be a lot of hurt. Stop it. I also have a lot more hit points. So I am technically working with close to 10 more levels. Really? That's my fault. Me being stupid. As much as I love my fire mage robe,
Nothing to be had there.
just deal with him here. Yes, I know it's a long-winded way of doing this, but at least it saves me a mana. I'm more surprised I didn't get a whole bunch more crits last time. Stop it. See, now he hits me for barely anything. That's why I wanted a better mage's robe in this one. There are other mage's robes, aren't there? Because I really feel like you need a better robe. The fire robe is just absolute garbo right now. Or no. Honestly, like, the storyline hasn't told us anything about the orcs, but considering that the human and orc war kind of takes a backseat to the actual story that the games have, I don't know how much we'll ever hear about the orcs. I have a feeling if we hear anything about the orcs, we'll hear more about them in Gothic 3, because I know that there's areas where you can go in Gothic 3 where you deal with them more. I mean, we kind of sort of talked to orcs in Gothic 1. Kind of. There is a heavy mage robe. Okay, good.
Nothing to plunder.
Whatever the orcs say sounds kind of similar to a Polish phrase, which means I can see you. Needless to say, it's a little weird hearing that when playing the Polish dub version. You think you get it in Chapter 3. That makes sense. Because, like, the whole reason I ended up doing Night of the Raven is because of how overly ridiculously difficult the Seekers are. Okay, I think that's a teleport pad. Are you gonna fall out down? Are you gonna... And he's in the river. Are you gonna go in the river too? And he's going in the river. And he's in the river. Oh, no, he's not. I'm so impressed he figured out how to get up. Excuse you. This is fucking flurry of swipes that he did. Orcs aren't the smartest of creatures. No, they're definitely not in this. They have to have some level of intelligence to be able to have, like, metal weapons, but I don't necessarily think the writers on the dev team were thinking that hard about why the orcs have metal weaponry, but they still have tribalistic tendencies where they're sleeping in, like, these crude tents. I'm like, you literally have them smelting metal. Because look at his leg armor. That's metal. Look at the axe. That's fucking metal. Sure, it's rough, but they still know the art of smelting. The orcs also have ships, yeah. That's just a thing where the devs didn't think that hard about it. And I can understand that, and that's fine if you're going for, like, basic overall fantasy universe and you don't need to, like, flesh out the entire backstory of every tiny little thing. Because it doesn't necessarily matter because it's not part of the main plot. I'm fine with that. But, yes, you could flesh that out further. Very obviously you could. Okay. I'm gonna try and take out the shaman by hand. Which is possible. I heard a sword drawn, but I think it's the one that's in the river. It's not. So there's another one over there that I need to, like, get out first. Where is that one? I'm gonna hit you from here. This is so bad. Fire Mage gets the best armor in Chapter 3. City Guard and Mercenary get the best armor in Chapter 5, while City Guard does. Mercenary gets a recipe and has to make it. That's shit. I hate how the character moves slightly when he's attacking. It makes it difficult to, like, position yourself just right. Wait, did he fall down? Come here. I don't want to deal with him. PC's here. Yay! Is he dead? Did he fall and die? No. He's perma swimming. Yeah, I know there's a ledge on the right. I'm just trying to see if there's anything I can do first, but might as well. He's broken. Mana elixir. Is the other orc dead? I'm gonna assume so. Because there was the other orc that fell down here. I think he fell in the water and probably drowned. Because this water is so deep. Yeah, there he is. Yeah, he probably fell in the water, got stuck, and then drowned. Either that or he's... I don't know. I can't search him. Bodhi's kneading his little blanket on the floor right now. He's super happy with it. Let me touch it. See if he makes noise. Oh. I don't know if you could hear that. What? Game. Yeah, got borked. It's fine. Whatever, I'm fine now. Silver chalice. Silver tablet. Or a stone tablet, whatever. What is it? Is it not one that gives me it does. Crossbow 1. Oh boy. Oh yeah, give me more of that crossbow ability. I totally need it. Is it the other side? Really? Dagger, Black Pearl, Pitch. I know the Black Pearl is a spell component. I think I already found a few. Or I found at least one. I don't remember what spell it's supposed to be for. I don't know if I'll even end up using it. But I know it's supposed to eventually be a spell thing. I wonder if I'm eventually going to get through that door. Yes, I know it's the long way. Yes, I know I'm like sitting there and being all like, why don't you just have potions and keep going? Because I want to hold on to them. Because I have a...
Alarm!
Yeah. Okay.
That's been known a long time.
It bugs me that the Raven's armor kind of gets you fucked over.
Enos enlightens all those who recognize his wisdom.
Nobody.
Whatever.
For Enos.
Now, there is a demon in Zardas's tower here. And I still want to know what's in that room, but that demon's really hard. Now, on my own, I did use a demon scroll to summon a demon to fight it. And it was neck and neck, and my demon almost won. The deciding factor was that that room also has a goblin skeleton or two that adds just enough damage that you can't win. Just by summoning a single demon. So I haven't gotten in there yet. I'm kind of waiting just to go back there when I get more access to more circles. If I remember to go back there. Considering there's a demon in there guarding stuff, I'm kind of hoping it has a decent amount of things in it. It's another meadow knotweed there that I still haven't gotten. What was in my way from that? Was it the orc elite? Yeah. How hard are you right now? Oh, jeez. There is absolutely no going after that shaman because the orc elite will get pulled in. And the shaman won't follow me enough for me to be able to kill him. I don't need dicker meat. Oh, he might. Hold on. Wonder if I can actually go after him. Fire rain spell is really handy, good against the horde of orcs. Yeah. I don't want to use the one that I have. Shit. I'm gonna die. I don't have enough health healed to deal with the shaman. And I'm not critting him enough. If I am, it's not doing anywhere near enough damage. Oh my god. Wow. No. Fire Rain is what? 4th circle or 5th circle, I want to say. Firestorm is going to be
For that is the will of
my first AoE. But since you can't charge up spells anymore, Firestorm 1, there's 2 Firestorms. I know there's a Firestorm and a Greater Firestorm. Ice Block is something I'm going to want to buy. Lightning, as much as I would love it, I'm not going to get because I don't think it really kills. It stuns humanoids. And I don't know if that means just human NPCs like these guys, or if it means like even the orcs. I don't know if it does decent damage. It doesn't seem like lightning is a worthwhile spell element to work on in this game. I don't know. But I like how all this is just to get that chitin armor, but at the same time I'm like, ooh, look at that. I'm 100 away from leveling. I'll be able to get that on the way to getting the chitin armor. Hi, Mike. My goal is to play this until about 12:30, so probably an hour and a half more. Not as much as I normally would, but I do want to spend it. I do want to be able to get to more of the Minish Cap, and I do want to play Lust from Beyond today. I've actually cleared out a decent number of the orcs now. If I remember correctly, there's more tablets up this way too. I'm not worried about the lizards because Ice Arrow is all I need to deal with them, and I could take them out relatively quickly, especially the fire lizards. I believe they're weak to it. Is that a statue? I didn't even notice that orc statue initially. I'm gonna save here, and I'm actually gonna go over and see if I can climb up to that rock and see if there's anything there. For a second I thought it was like a troll, then I noticed it had like a weapon and was just standing there. I'm like, that's not an enemy, that's a statue. Not there. I don't think I can. Not from anywhere here. You don't remember if you ever used lightning spells? Yeah, I've tested them out, and I don't really care for them. The only element near as I can tell that is the easiest to deal damage to enemies that are resistant to magic or are just relatively strong to it is the Wind Fist spell. But I don't really want to learn the Wind Fist spell because it's really expensive to cast from a rune.
Nothing there.
If I remember, there are snappers down here. That's right, I can take on a shadow beast, and there was a shadow beast in a cave under where I had headed for the Fire Mage trial. I'm not going I'm not going to go back to the castle and sleep. As much as part of me is all like, I could just go back to the castle, sleep, and refresh. Nah, I'll just use my potions. Tired of always running back to it. Besides, I have a whole bunch of lab ingredients and I have a bunch of meadow knots. I should just make some more of these. There. These guys. No, I did not know how to take the fire tongues out. No, I did not learn how to do that. I really don't care. Yes, I do have some fire tongues on me. Yes, I believe I know that they're part of a spell reagent. Like, Gothic has also taught me that as far as the Gothic games go, you don't want to sell every tiny thing you have, because you have no idea if you're going to need it for a quest or something. So everything I find, for the most part, I try to keep on me. The only difference is like the jeweled casks, the gold rings, the gold chalices, that kind of stuff I sell off. Because if I ever have a character that desperately needs it anyways, I know I can go and rebuy it. It's not what I want to do, but I can do that. It's just digger meat. There is a tab, there it is, and I think it's a shitty one. It's not one that I desperately want. Yes, and I, like I said, I've been up here before when I was, hi, hun. Archery one, yeah. I've been up here before when I was first trying to do, when I first got to chapter 3. When I was grinding on my own, that's how I got up here and that's how I found that NPC. I know he's not over here, I'm just double checking. I think there's nothing over here. Even though it feels like there should have been something hidden here. This is like a prime spot to do it. So over there goes up there to that tower that we had. And I don't think I want to go over there. Healing herb. Fire root. There he is.
How's it going?
Brave of you to come here. You got lost, huh?
What are you doing up here?
I'm here to make money.
Here in the middle of nowhere?
I'm a hunter. I specialize in difficult cases. Fire lizards, mine crawlers, dragon snappers, anything nobody else will hunt. That brings in the money.
That's some armor you're wearing.
Yeah, hard to get. It's made of mine crawler plates. A guy named Wolf made it for me. I used to be a convict here in the colony. Gave him a couple of mine crawler plates, and a few days later the thing was finished. The guy's okay.
Where's this Wolf now?
It's been a while since I've seen
him.
It's on Oren's farm. Back then, he was a mercenary here in the colony. I suppose he still hangs around with the boys.
What is there to see here?
A bunch of fire lizards, orcs, and I don't know what else. I haven't been farther up on the high plain. I'd advise you against trying it. The things that live up there don't sound too friendly.
Can you gut dragons too?
Ask me again later, when you're ready for something like that, okay?
Teach me how to gut animals.
Why not? I've got enough at the moment.
So yeah, you can learn how to get a snapper horn or a tongue of fire. There's gonna be another Fast and Furious movie. Oh boy, that's what we need. I have no interest in those movies. They're action movies for the sake of action. Like how people are like, oh my goodness, the summer movies, we just need action oriented. I kind of like having my movies in general having engaging stories for the most part, and I don't think there's anything engaging about the concept of the Fast and the Furious ever. Yes, I know that some of the other ones are supposed to be good. They're not my type of movie. The title F9. Why don't they just title it Alt F4? Considering the eighth one was called F8 of the Furious, I think it's supposed to pronounce the F9. I'm sorry, what? Here. What happened to them? Where did they go? This. Hey. Hey, I wanted that. F8, fate. Ugh. No. Here's the F9, F9. Here's the problem with doing that kind of shit. When they say fate, it's F8, and they're all like, fate. If your average everyday person cannot read the title properly and has to be told how to pronounce it, you're doing it wrong. Like, I get the concept, but no. Leave me alone. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not gonna do that. Alright. I believe. How about Driver, the third Driver game? If it's artistically put in with the 3, that's fine, because you can tell what it's supposed to be, especially as far as a video game. And the 3 is put in cleverly within the logo. It's fine. That's fine. The F8 being fate, and then the F9, F9, whatever. It's supposed to be like, no. The 4th Thief game was supposed to be the... You know, the only Thief game I think I ever played was like, I played a bit of the first. It was either the first or the second, because my friend got them. Same friend that I always reference when I'm talking about PC games and stuff from back in the day. Played it a little bit, thought it was cool. I think I also had a demo of it from PC Gamer magazine. Because that was the magazine I used to subscribe to when I used to get PC gaming information, when I had my own money and I was able to upgrade my computer. And I liked getting the magazine in the mail as opposed to like getting it at the store, because you guaranteed got the demo disc with it. All right, let me see if talking to the guy. I don't remember his name. Garon.
There have been all kinds of rumors.
I talked to Fayeth.
What has he got to tell me?
His people have mined 2 chests of ore.
Obvious.
2 chests?
Been there, done that.
I don't need 2 chests. I need 200!
He wants me to tell you that he needs more men.
What? I'm supposed to send even more men to certain death? He can forget it! Damn! What's going on out there? Has Beliar himself come to wipe us out? My men are almost all dead, and with the bit of ore we have, we can't even stop one orc, let alone an army! This expedition is doomed to failure.
I don't know. Maybe you need more fire mages because I took out a whole bunch of them on my own.
What about the letter for Lord Hagen?
We have 10 crates of ore on the hull, and we've lost twice as many good men. You shall have your letter.
You don't have to tell me that.
Lord Hagen must hear of this. This valley is cursed. Evil abides here.
What are you planning to do now?
I've tried everything. You're my only hope now. You and that Lord Hagen will send me reinforcements. We'll continue to stand firm and pray to Innos that he won't leave us despondent in this dark hour.
Tell me that isn't true.
All right.
So it says in the scriptures.
Evidence. Joe. Halon, a trader from Kryna, says that a man named Joe has simply vanished without a trace. I could probably do that later. Herbs for Constantino goes away. I don't care. I don't have them because I got rid of the King's Sorrel. I'm not going to give it to him. Information for Garvel. Garvel wants information about the orcs, which I don't have, and I don't care. Unless I get it from here. But I think that goes away.
That will never change.
Since I seem to have everything for that,
That's the first I've heard of it. It can't go on like this forever. I can't help.
not there. This is the game that you dream of every night in Black Witch. I can't give Diego his bag. I think I have to give it to him later.
How's it going?
Fine. I'm just taking a brief rest.
God, I forgot about Diego's voice in this one. Hated it. Hated it. The Eye of Enos, Chapter 3. Chapter 3, the beginning. Is that something I could pick up? A rock crystal. I just saw it. Alright, we are finally in Chapter 3. Which means we're now dealing with the Seekers again. We've been here before. We pulled out of it, and we did the side content. We're actually moving forward. The amount of time I've spent in this game. Look at this. The beginning. 57 hours. Honestly, I don't know how many of his hours are accurate because I think there has been times where I put the game on pause, ended the stream, and completely forgot to turn it off and had it running in the background. So it's possible that like a few of those hours are not accurate, but still funny. Now, despite all that, we're gonna see him over here. Hi. What's the matter? That's fine. Basic's fine today. It's like there's not many other options. Thank you. Antic was up, like wanted to do something more for lunch and didn't really have time to prep anything. If I had woken up early like I usually do, I would have grilled some chicken for us. I didn't. All right, Seeker number 1. Now, I know they're incredibly resistant to things, but I'm going to actually try using the Ice Lance because I didn't have it last time. I want to see how well it does. I don't think it'll do well.
You chose the path of magic to conquer us. A clever move, but even that will do you no good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. It's not great, but... it's better than using that one ring, the one scroll. That is not great, but that is better. That is a lot better than before. Okay, so I can take one down. Just one. I think I might consider branching into summoning a little, as much as I don't want to. Oh yeah, the teleport to the Crinus Pass. I don't need these quarrels, but whatever. Alright, so we have the ability to teleport back here easily. I forget, is this Lester? I think it's Lester. There's another Seeker over there, remember?
Hey, you're finally back. You have to go see Zardus right away. There's a problem.
That I certainly believe.
All hell's broken loose since you left. Talk to Zardus. He's waiting for you. Zardus gave me this rune for you. It'll help you get to him faster. We'll meet again there.
I swear to God, if Lester is already there... shit. I don't want Lester to kill anything. He takes my experience. And I think that might cause... I might be far enough away, he might despawn. I don't know. Yeah, the Seekers are really annoying. Yeah, that's the whole reason why I did the side content. But they're also harder, apparently, because of Night of the Raven. Because everything's harder. Excuse me, Zardus, before he's all like, I need to talk to you. I need to cook. I don't have a whole lot of meat. This should not take that long. I will say, for being a basic lunch with just scrambled eggs and bread, it's really yummy.
Hey. I'm back from the Valley of Mines.
High time, too. What did you see?
You were right. The land's been overrun by an entire army of the enemy. Orcs are besieging the castle, and dragons have laid whole areas to waste. It won't be long before they attack Corinus, if I'm not mistaken. Lester said you wanted to see me at once. What the hell has happened here in the meantime?
The enemy has learned who you really are, and that you're planning to get hold of the Eye of Enos. He has recognized the threat. It has forced him to leave his cover and openly attack. The game of hide and seek is over. Yesterday, nobody knew what the enemy's attack would look like. Now it has become only too obvious.
I was attacked by magicians in black robes.
The enemy has many faces. The Seekers are one of them. They're really the ones who prepare the ground for the enemy. They have taken up their positions in strategic places and are now only waiting for an opportunity to spring the trap. Stay out of their way. They are very powerful magical beings, and they will try to deter you at any cost.
I finally got the proof that Lord Hagen demanded of me.
What proof is that?
I received a letter from Garand, the commander of the Paladins in the Valley of Mines. In it, he asks for reinforcements.
That should be enough to convince that militant warhorse. Well done.
What will be the next step now?
Go and bring Lord Hagen the letter from Garand, so that he may grant you access to the Eye of Enos. Then go to the monastery and talk to Pyrokar. He must give you the eye. Nothing is more important than getting this artifact away to safety. Go now before it's too late. The enemy will also try to lay his hands on it.
Okay. That is fucking creepy. I don't think I can make that. Yeah, no. Mana potions. Mana potion is 3 mana essences and 1 meadow knotweed. Oh, that's for a full mana. Let's do this one. Do the biggest one, not this one. This one. Oh my god, you deemed hydrate. When did you do that? Because I was drinking while I was muted. There, I had another swallow, just in case. I have a lot of meadow knotweed. I have 40 of them. It's 100. I mean, that's 150 turned into a 200 bottle. I'll hold off. I'm not in desperate need right now. Let's not make a shit ton of them, just in case. Yes, I'm gonna need them. Okay, so there's 2 things I know. One, we need to get to Corinus. I am fully aware that if I attempt to go to Corinus this way, because I tried it once on my own, the going from Zardas's tower and trying to run there is at least 1 seeker on the way. And he has a warg with him. He's a pain in the ass. Yes, I can run past them all, especially with a potion. But they do drop shit, and they're worth money. Did I grab what was on the Seeker that was before that I killed? I don't think I did. Where's my runes? Steel energy is worthless at the moment, unfortunately, because steel energy does not work on the Seekers. Now, just in case, we'll try it. I don't think it'll work.
There he is.
Yeah. Does not work. Bounces off of them. Completely immune to it. I'm assuming they're agents of Beliar or something. Which is why they're so overpowered. in this respect. I'm not doing enough damage to him. Are you kidding? You used Firestorm at the last minute. All right. I need to get rid of the ore skin ring. It's not worth anything. Oh, you know what I realized? Hold on. Amulet of Priest. Priest. That's 40 extra mana. Which might be just enough for me to completely take out a Seeker with Icelands. We're gonna find out. That there he is, that the Seeker's Stew has scared the shit out of you many times when you played at night and the volume's turned up, the enemy's off screen. Yeah, I could see that. Alright. Close.
There he is.
You fucking bitch. An asshole.
There he is.
Bitch. Alright. Shitty thing about this, I have 11 mana. That's exactly what I need, because you only need 10. Not that bad. Not that bad. It's close enough that I can teleport back and forth without a problem. At some point, it's going to be more inconvenient to do it this way. So we're gonna call this Chapter 3, Beating Up Seekers. I kind of want to make a beeline. If I can get to that farm without a problem. Here's my problem with that Seeker. I cannot easily kill him. Actually, I might be able to. Hold on. I have an idea. 1, 2, just throw everything at him. Then put this in between you. Hey. It's my problem with that Seeker, as much as I wanted to hit him with my staff instead of using the potion. The reason why I did it that way was the Dragon Snappers. I don't trust those snappers to not get aggroed and to come after me. I am going to try and take them out for the experience next. Yep. I hit it twice on accident. It's fine. Nice.
Nothing there.
What are we at? 193,390 out of 203,000 needed. Back to Zardos. No, like, as a reminder, the one thing that I've learned is, 1, plants don't respawn, so once you pick plants, you're done. So if I find plants on the ground, it's an area I have not properly explored. 2, enemies only, they don't respawn, they add. Enemies add at the beginning of chapters. So the enemies that are there right now, if I had not cleared this area out of the lurkers that were initially here, I believe that we would have had Seekers, Lurkers, and those Dragon Snappers. Because when I first got here in the very beginning, there was tons of lurkers everywhere. Oh, hey. Yeah, I see him. Yeah, see how there's something right there? I don't think I went this way because in the past this direction was too difficult, probably because that Dragon Snapper has always been there. Come on, pick that up. Oh no. Oh no. Are we broken? We might be broken. That's why I can't see that plant. There we go. I can see it. I was broken. It's fine. Gone.
There he is.
What do you mean there he is? That wasn't me. Gone, don't die. Gone, you idiot. I like how I can't interrupt him while he's casting. I could... Can I get a crit before he kills me, please? Game. Gon is gonna die. Look, I can't help Gon at this point. Not when he's in the fucking way of a seeker.
There he is.
Nearly dead. Nearly dead. Gone! You dumbass. Dumbass. What did you have? Milk, water, woodland berry. Oh well. Yeah, there's not much I could have done for him aside from try to attack the Seeker first. I'm not going to worry about him. I have a feeling I might have been able to just walk to the farm to take the nap, but if there's another Seeker there, I don't want to risk it. Risk being a very strong term for I have the ability to quick save and quick load. This is the life of a mage. Alright. Eating up Seekers. Look at these sheep just sitting here by themselves. It's sad. I don't know what's over in that direction. I'm more concerned with making sure I get rid of every Seeker in between that pass and this farm, because this farm has beds in it that I can end up relying on. Watch, there's a Seeker in the field. Just plowing away. Hey, one of your guys is dead. I think it was your shepherd.
Has Pardos come back?
Yes. He's inside, resting. Thanks for everything, you.
Never mind.
Wait, I'd love to give you a reward, but I haven't got...
Forget it. How's the situation?
Malik has disappeared and taken everything and everybody who would work for me with him. He said he was headed for the mountains. He couldn't stand it here anymore. The hordes of monsters pouring out of the pass every day into the high pastures are really getting to me. If at least I had a few helpers or mercenaries. There was even one who was willing to work for me. Changed his mind, though. I think his name was Wolf.
Oh my god.
It'll be all right.
Without Malik, nothing gets done around here anymore. If something doesn't happen soon, I'll have to give up my farm. Hopefully he'll come back soon.
And then Pardos ended up killing me. Pardos must have been one of the slaves that we freed. That's the one thing I was trying to do, was trying to remember every single person I'd initially talked to, because apparently talking to them after the fact gives you experience just for having freed them.
Hey, if it isn't my rescuer. Thanks again. Now I can just relax all day.
All right, I'll be moving on then.
Now I can just relax all day. There's a farm outside that needs working, and he's all like, I'm just gonna sit here and relax all day long. I'm just like, What? He's like, you do know there's a farm to tend to. He's like, no. I was a slave, and now I'm not, so... No. I don't know if there's a chest hidden back here or anything. I never really checked. Watch, there's something in the rafters. To be fair to Pardos, he almost died working as a slave. It's true. He kind of had a rough time. Poor Pardos. So he says that Malik went up into the mountains. I have a feeling... His farm is totally unprotected and needs help. He said something about a mercenary who goes by the name of Wolf. Don't I know this guy? Yes, you do. I actually have to use the bathroom. So I'm gonna just mute my microphone for a bit, and I'll BRB. Alright. I am back. Tiger had his water. Go to the bathroom and Tiger's just instantly throws the door open, just stares at you, gets on the sink, and he's all like, turn it on. Oh, Putters is here now. Meanwhile, Isaac usually just yells at him, leave me alone, let me live my life. Okay. In order to... Now, I think there's another seeker on the way there. But... I'm probably going to just use potions to get through it. Potions and the mandibles, but I think I'm going to rely on potions first. Oh, look at this. One hit. Not bad. Kinda wish they were dropping runes. Considering everyone under the sun online was all like, oh yeah, Seekers drop runes. Is there just a randomized chance or they just don't always drop them, or... I don't know. I will have more... How close am I to the farm? To just... not that close. Yeah, well, I'm close enough. It's right there. Let me just go and use the bed over there then. Can I do anything with this? No. Unless I'm supposed to have a shovel or something. Honestly, don't remember if I've ever had a shovel in the game. I have the pick, and I've only ever dug anything up using the pick. It's possible I might have to dig up stuff later. I just love that. It's like, you're the nameless hero. What do you do for a living? I dig up graves. Like, what? 194,554, and I have 27 learning points, which I'm fine with. Honestly, with the 27 learning points, I probably should have just learned how to take out fire tongues. I have 2 learning points I can spend doing whatever, because now in order to upgrade magic, you know what I might do? I might upgrade my strength twice. It's not a huge difference, but strength is 37. I can't wield anything else I'm carrying. But there's not much I can spend it on, honestly. Is that meadow knotweed over there that I missed? No. Oh. Gonna reload. Yes, I know that's a quick way down. It was originally, you know, I kind of wanted to take the road just so I know that I have a way up and around to this. I'm gonna do that. Because if there's a seeker here on the road, I'm gonna have to deal with him one way or another. There is. He's right there. Bastard. Okay. Oh, the inn. That I can also rest in too. I don't know if there's a seeker right in front. I don't think there is. I kind of want to get to the farm with Orlin. It will never open? Oh, they're probably hiding because of the seekers. There's a door on the side here. That's not the end. I actually don't know if I ever searched back here. Is there anything here? Not that I'm seeing.
That's really not my problem. I couldn't get away with that.
Oh, it was the side door that I was trying to go through.
I can't help it. Tell me that isn't true.
That's all just gossip.
How's it going with your tavern?
Hopefully these black magicians will move on soon. Otherwise, I can close the tavern. Almost nobody dares to come here anymore.
Can't rely on that.
Well, I mean,
show me your wares.
They say there you are to every. They say there you are to everyone they see. Oh, hey, wait.
That doesn't surprise me.
Didn't expect that.
Tell me that isn't true.
But no, he insisted he
All right.
His decision.
Let me get rid of these.
There's nothing you can do about it.
The things I could tell you.
Bow.
That's not what I heard.
Can the firebow only use fire arrows? I'm assuming. 2, 3.
Hardly know who to believe these days.
Let's see.
Same old
Getting rid of 11 of these.
That's all just
Orc axe.
He thinks it's his
Light orc axe. Heavy branch. Walking stick. Dagger. Bow.
More, believe me.
I've cheesed things with the bow, so I'm fine with the bow.
No.
I keep water for story stuff. It's really worthless to use to level up, I've noticed.
He thinks it's as easy as that.
I think I might get rid of... I'm not getting rid of the pirate armor, just in case I need it. Belt of the Firewalker we keep.
It was his decision.
Sash of Fire we kind of keep.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
You really should have known better.
You know, this meat.
Is it really true?
Do I have a second rune of anything? I do. I have 2 fire arrows.
Is it really
the fire arrow rune. You're welcome.
That's no secret.
Some places are marked on the map for the treasure map.
Gossip.
It was his decision, wasn't it?
City map of Corinus. Huron's mind map. Letter to Lord Hagen.
He wants to know.
Here, you can have a head.
He never would have thought of that himself.
You're welcome.
That's no secret.
3 mantis heads. I'm pretty sure I do not need those.
No one really wants to hear that.
This pick I have not needed at all, but I've been keeping it just in case. Silver ring I definitely don't need.
No idea. You tell me.
Pretty sure some of these rock crystals I can get rid of, but I'm not, just in case. I don't know. Silver chalice can go away. This hammer could probably go away, but I'm holding on to it just in case. Gold nuggets that I still don't need, really. Oh my god, all the claws.
That's been known a long time.
It had to happen sooner or later.
I'd have gone about it differently.
Can I just jump up? I don't remember.
You listened to the wrong people.
I've got no time for things.
That's the door that's just locked. Yeah, I noticed that afterwards. After I found the front door. I forgot there was a side door that's locked. I don't know why they have a side door if you can't get into it. Unless it's at some point in the story you can get there. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. Okay, so there's at least 1 seeker on the way to the fire mages. Which is probably where I honestly should be going.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Because I can upgrade to the 3rd circle of magic now. But I need to do it at the fire mages.
Is it really true?
I don't know what happens with the water mages with the 3rd circle, in all honesty. That door is unimportant. Yeah, I kind of figured it was going to be unimportant. I don't understand. I also found out that you can get 1 point of magic from the Statue of Enos for every 100 that you spend. Up to 20 points. That's 2,000? But I think it's random. It's once per day and dependent on your chosen faction. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Do I have the book for water magic? What book? No? I can buy them. You talking about the spell books from the water mages? I can buy them. I've bought all of them before, I think. And then I looked at them and then I reloaded the game. I know where I can get them. I remember this part. There's a seeker here, right there. Come here. Yeah, get over here. Yeah, I just wanted to hint how to check what spell is next. I mean, I could look and see what spells are next. Honestly, I've pulled up a guide on the magic before. Reason being is, despite what some of the spells say they do, there are a few that are glitched that don't work properly, apparently. So I've been staying away from those. Hey, I have enough magic to take one out. 242 mana. I mean, that can even go even higher, keep in mind. That's 242 bolstered, because I have an extra 60 minimum that I have on me right now. Thanks for the help. How did I not get that?
Hey, you! Show me your wares.
I have all those. Mana bonus 10, hit point bonus 30. He has fire nettle, and he has one fire nettle? Give me.
May Innos watch over you always.
Yeah. I'm wondering if Water Fist is worth getting, because it seems like it's a really low cast for a lot of damage, but I haven't tested it yet. I have one scroll of it. This is already going a lot smoother than it did the first time I played this. When I was trying to get over here on my own prior to doing the Night of the Raven stuff. This is a lot better off than I was. Oh yeah, I can actually sleep in my room here. Hey Pedro. No, don't talk to me about life in the monastery.
Someone will have to pay for it.
I never would have thought.
Teach me the third circle of magic.
Yes, the time has come. Enter now the third circle of magic. New spells await you. You will need them, for evil draws nigh, and it can be thwarted only with the power of Innos. I have now taught you all of the circles that I can pass on. Karas will instruct you in the higher circles.
Sorry for the poor guy.
Okay.
Teach me.
That's been known a long time.
Fear, heal, sleep, wind fist, heal light wounds. I haven't bothered to learn any of the healing spells.
I know better off myself.
May Innos protect you.
I don't care. Like shoulder shrug, whatever.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
I never would have thought.
Any news?
The enemy has apparently already entered the city.
Oh,
what do you mean?
One of the paladins, Lothar, was murdered in the street.
Is that me?
In broad daylight. It has gone too far, but I fear that is only the beginning.
Oh no.
Has the murderer been caught?
Fortunately, yes. It was one of the cutthroats from Onar's farm.
Who?
I don't know his name, but there are certainly a few figures among the mercenaries of whom you could expect such a deed.
What's going to happen now?
A murder, moreover, of a paladin is without doubt one of the worst crimes there is. The murderer will undoubtedly be sentenced to death.
You don't have to ask me that.
God, who the hell is it supposed to be?
It's a bad business.
Teach me.
Ice block.
Never would have thought.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
You can't go on like this forever.
I have 12 more.
That's been known a long time.
12 more.
You don't have to ask me that.
That's really not my problem.
Hey, Bo.
Hey, you.
Babo, Babo.
What are you doing here?
I try to accomplish the tasks given to me to the satisfaction of the monastery.
You must never lose faith.
No, I mean, I would never do such a thing, honest.
We are all often put through severe tests.
What?
Yes, Master. I will always remember that. Thank you.
What?
Are you satisfied with your task?
Yes, of course. My faith in the wisdom and power of Innos gives me strength. I don't mean to seem disrespectful, but I have a lot to do today.
You may carry on.
Thanks.
What? Why did I get experience for that? What the hell was that about?
Hey, you. How's it going?
Good. I really enjoy the work, Master.
Damn straight. I used to be your equal. Now I am your master. Treat me as such. Acting like a fire mage. Did I leave anything in this chest? I don't think so. Oh, can I finish his quest for the Oblivion scrolls? I think I can. Alright. Ice block. So, fire arrow, while nice, it's not so great anymore. That's right, I have heal medium wounds. I found that one. Let's go to him, and let's buy the runes off of him, even though I have a bunch of runes now.
I need a few things.
Holy shit, what does he have? Sash of Preparedness. I have that. That's the novice's robe. Wand of the Fire Magicians. This is better than the one I'm using, but it doesn't give you the 20 points of MP. My phone, why did my phone just do that? Oh my god, look at all of his potions. Wind Fist. Goblin. Tongue of Fire. Rune. Actually, can you teach me anything? No. I need a third circle attacky spell.
Nobody ever asks me.
Justice will prevail in the end.
Anything's possible.
Hey.
Okay, so if he does the scrolls that were originally suggested to me, this should drop down to 12.
Hey, you. Here are the spell scrolls you wanted.
Well done, my young friend. But now, it is time that you devote yourself to your studies, and take this spell scroll as a reward.
3 given. Yep. What did he give me, though? Large fireball, maybe? I don't know.
Hey,
Fire
you!
arrow.
Show me your wares.
Let's... He has the bell cell. Scavenger, giant rat, field raider, wolf, create skeleton, sheep, transfer snapper, lizard, wolf. I'm selling the fire arrow. Large fireball, I'm keeping oblivion, I'm keeping fear. Destroy undead, definitely. Geyser, heal heavy wounds. Small firestorm, fire rain. Ice arrow. Fireball. I'm not likely to use them. Because if I can cast the spell, I'm going to cast the spell before I even think to look in here. Now, the healing spells I'm keeping in here. Just because. Summon wolf, create skeleton. I don't know what Awaken Golem does. Transform into a field raider. I have all these transformation spells that are kind of pointless, but whatever. Novice's robe. I must have given him the novice's robe.
I want to learn the 4th circle of magic.
It is still not finished.
Yes, it is. Obviously, the 4th circle of magic is finished, you idiot.
How are your studies coming along?
The enemy has many faces. Which of them presents the greatest danger for the monastery is awfully difficult to determine.
Teach me.
I can learn to create a goblin skeleton. But at this point, this far into the game, is goblin skeleton even worth it?
Hey, you...
I know that you can summon a ton of them and overwhelm some enemies, but...
Teach me.
So far, I haven't done any of that. Small firestorm. 15. Shit. Alright. We need to check something out. The spells themselves. Okay. Ice Lance does 20 mana for 100 damage. Small Firestorm does 100 damage, but it's an AoE. Summon Skeleton strat is quite effective. Yeah, that I'm aware of. I don't know if getting Small Firestorm is worth it at this point. I know it's my first AoE, but I'm thinking of not doing it. Just because right now, I'm not dealing with a whole shit ton of enemies all at once that's making me need to have AoEs.
You already know what
I have a feeling it will cost similar to Ice Lance. And right now, I can cast enough Ice Lance to empty my entire mana bar to kill a single Seeker. Which is a large improvement off of what it used to be.
Hey, you!
Neoris doesn't have anything for me. I forgot about that. Keep what?
That's been known a long time.
I never would have thought.
I can also go over to the water mages, but I'm not going to do that at this point. I have 12 mana, or 12 learning points. All right. To the tavern. I don't think he could teach me any runes. I think I checked with him already.
Hey, you.
Nope.
May Innos.
I know he can bless me, but I don't remember what his blessing does. Let me find out.
Hey,
Does he make me run faster?
Bless me.
I bless you in the name of Innos. May the Lord's fire burn in your heart and give you the strength to act according to his justice. May Innos...
No. Oh, the blessing I think you just need for the town with one of those characters. I guess you could have gotten it from him instead of Darren in the town, because Darren wants something for the blessing because he's a little stuck-up little prick. But I guess he will do the blessing without requesting anything. There are a few shadow beasts I can kill now, but I'm not going to bother hunting them down at the moment. Not just yet. Oh. I forgot to sleep over there. I guess we're going to the tavern. Shit. That was my bad. I know there's at least one seeker on the way to the town. I don't know if there's two, but I know there's at least one. And I know they're dotted everywhere. I have no idea how many. I have no idea how often they pop up.
And that's the truth.
He never would have thought of that himself.
He really...
Oh, you know what I need to do? Before I go to Corinus, I need to go to Orin's farm. Yes, I can go to Corinus. Yes, I could end up doing blah, blah, blah. Oh, no. Oh, no.
I used to say that myself.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
Orin's farm has Wolf. And I need to talk to Wolf. Not this way. Need more coffee. Why did I bother to get more coffee? I'm gonna have at least another freaking seeker around here somewhere. There, right there. I love the fact that I can actually kill them. I'm gonna run ahead instead of going to the back to the tavern because the cabin over there has a bed in it. And I don't think I'll see another seeker on the way over here. I might. And the poor two mercenaries that sit there might die horribly. My farm! Is my farm overrun with seekers? No. Better not be.
Telling you anything new.
Good thing the seekers can't dodge. I mean, technically none of the some of the enemies kind of can, but... Hey, how are you doing, Errol? I don't think he has any new quests or anything. No. He'll teach me strength. Show me how to hit harder.
Couldn't get away with that.
He never would have thought of that himself.
Okay, so I do have chitin armor plates. And I'm trying to figure out the best way. There's another one. He's on my farm. Fucking little bastard. Stupid little bitch. Get off my farm. Look, her body's still there. I find it funny that the ancient ritual you needed in order to summon the stone guardians in this game. Why is there a bandit's rapier here? In order to summon the stone guardians was buttons. I attribute that to just the basic limitations of the game engine. Instead of like some sort of magical ritual, but it's still funny. It was buttons. This is my farm. Wonder what kind of quest this farm was supposed to have had. I have to switch over to Zelda soon. I want to go to Wolf. This is my problem. I have to force myself off of this game. It's nice when you start ramping up in power. It's nice when you start actually doing more damage and stuff in the game. I will say that as a spellcaster in this one versus the last one, you use up way more mana this time than you used to. The spells cost a lot more. I think that's why a lot of people had issues with Magic and Gothic too. Because I have noticed there's a lot of criticism online about the spells in Gothic 2. Glacier Quartz. Hey guys.
All right, you're the better fighter. What do you want?
Get into a fight with them. He's eating yet again. This time some ham.
I'm staying out of it.
You listen to the wrong people.
He thinks.
That's the first I've heard of it.
All right, bed again because killing a single seeker takes a lot out of me. Wolf.
I couldn't get away with that. I heard you know how to make armor from crawler plates. That's right. Who did you hear that from? A hunter by the name of Gustav told me. Could you make me armor like that? Sure. Bring me 10 crawler plates and I'll make you one. How much do you want for it? Forget it. I'll do it for nothing. For old time's sake. I've got the crawler plates for the armor. Good. Give them here. Okay. Where's the armor? I'll put it together for you. Come back tomorrow.
I've gone about it differently.
Nobody ever asked for my opinion.
I didn't get that from you. It's all just gossip.
Let's go find another seeker to kill real quick because I need to.
I couldn't care less. I'm no better off myself.
Ford and Patrick. Patrick is saved.
Hey. Patrick is back.
Yeah, man. I had almost given up hope.
Hey, do me a favor.
Yes?
Spare us both your speech of thanks.
I wasn't going to thank you at all.
But...
I was just going to tell you that you're a damn cheeky devil. Stay cool.
What? What? Okay. Anyone or anything. Someone. Someone? I know there's another seeker around somewhere. There's a sheep I can murder. There's one. Dragon Snapper spawned over here. 2 of them. How much is this? 20? That should be 100. Did not work as I planned. That's because when they moved, just fuck it, doesn't matter. Oh yeah, there's a troll down over there. So, ice block will no longer, if I remember correctly, according to the stuff that I've seen, while it says it freezes creatures, it will no longer freeze oversized creatures. So if I tried to use it on a troll, it doesn't work. They basically break through the ice block.
He really should have known better.
That isn't true.
Da-da-da. Sleep until next morning. And go and talk to Wolf. Where the fuck is he? Ugh.
He really said that differently.
Is that Wolf? That's Rod. Whoever the fuck Rod is. Bullco Wolf.
Wait a minute. Okay, where's the armor?
I finished it. Here it is. Turned out really well, I think.
Thank you.
Don't mention it.
I may have found a job for you on Bengar's farm.
Let's hear it.
The pass to the Valley of Mines comes out directly at Bengar's farm. He's got problems with all the beasts who squeeze through the pass. Someone needs to defend Bengar's farm.
That would be something. Then at least I'd be away from the farm here and wouldn't have to stare at the smithy.
You don't have to
Good.
sit down staring at the
Comes to
smithy.
800 gold coins.
What?
A hefty price.
Well, for one of us, I'd do it for almost nothing. But for you...
Nobody will learn anything from me.
Here's your gold.
Good. I'm off then to see those beasts. Let's see who else on this farm I can enlist. See you later.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
Should end my relationship with Senyan. So I don't know why that's still there. The Seekers. Alright.
You can't rely on that.
So the big thing I'm seeing is everyone I talk to that is involved with someone that was lost as in the mine that was a slave. I'm getting 150 points just for saying, hey, they're back.
Have you got something for me to do?
Have you seen those black hooded guys creeping by here? Those people give me the willies, I'll tell you. When I was at sea, I saw some pretty curious things, but those fellows really scare me. They went in the direction of the bandit camp in the mountains at the southern end of the valley. Maybe you should go there and check on those guys, and do away with them.
That's been known a That's all just gossip.
You can't rely on them.
The camp that I found what's his name in, or
That's the first I've heard of it.
the tower? The give Torloff heartburn?
Blabbermouth, you told Cypher I took his weed.
Do you do anything besides smoke?
Sometimes I let some vengeful swamp weed junkies beat me up.
It's true. Dumb ass. I don't think I've been in here, by the way. I think I keep on coming over here. Yeah, look at that. There's literally knotweed here. And I haven't been inside this building. In fact, I don't think I've been on this end at all. How did I overlook this? Silver candlestick, gold dish, old stone tablet, more silver candlesticks. I'm really sad that I just gave away all those tablets to Vardis without like hoarding them and then giving them in multiples of 10. Makes me sad. Because that's a lot of potential, like, what the hell is that? It's a sheep. What's in there? Blood flies. I've never been in here. Look, there's knotweed and stuff in here. I find it funny that you can attack them through the gate, and at the same time, it's totally cool and fine. At least it's not like a gate that you can't attack through. Like a lot of other games that are all like, that's a gate that you can totally like step over and or fit things through. You can't attack through that. That's a wall. Hey, I haven't seen you guys in a while. Come here. There we go.
Nothing to plunder.
I mean, there was stuff, but it's not much. What does this say? Andre, do those sales fall fast or slow? Is it supposed to be a humorous epitaph that doesn't come off as being humorous? It's very possible. How did I miss this area? Arrow. Why are there so many arrows in this grave? Chase, what do you make of that? I don't know, but you're filled with arrows. Mahai, yeah, I can show you something. Just resting my eyes. Rusty sword. Look at the hand sticking out of the grave. Hodges, everything will be fine. Oh, Hodge's famous last words. Meadow knotweed. What does this say? Bjorn, we're going for it. Leather satchel. And a short bow. Why was there a short bow there? Cairo, just a sec. Hosh, what a shit. Okay. Snulk, oh look, a switch. That one's funny. Oh, elk. No. Sasha, the player doesn't know why he's going there. Nicode, hello world. Okay. Okay. Mighty Alien Dwarf 28943787. It's all fake, believe me. What? Are these like a little Easter eggy type thing? Uncle Crunkle. Finally he found the Scorpion Man. Uncle Crunkle. God. Not entirely sure, but it's very possible this is going to be something for us. Oh, look at that. Uncle Crunkle. Hi, Luna. That's a switch. You gonna die? Very possibly. Look. I'm sorry. Stone tablet. Sword. Torch. Old letter. Be a worthwhile stone tablet. Magic 2. Where's the old letter? I have failed. In vain I have tried to keep Anubis on the path of good. Anubis? At first I believed I was dead, but there is strength left yet in Ivan's old bones. Anubis has arisen from the dead. Banished by the ancient order of the Paladins, he now seeks revenge for his curse. Many of his followers are with him. I have no idea how a warlord like Anubis could become so evil. I found his tomb in this crypt, but I am uncertain whether I will be able to report my find. Therefore I write these lines and hope that they may be found. Be warned, a mighty enemy is reaching out for the souls of the just. Anubis will not be the last. May Innos save your souls. Old brass key. Key from the skeleton in room 1. What's this? Black ore. Oh yeah, the black ore, the thing that we keep on finding in the game that's like, yeah, they never decided what would be done with it, so it just sits there in your inventory for no reason. Okay, none of this is super great at the moment. It's not... There's a skeletal mage that appears. I might have a way to do this. Now the question is, will one appear every single time? I use one of these chests. Get out. Shit. There we go. Hey. I'll get them, don't worry. Oh, I got stuck. Good time to test your new armor. Yeah, I'm starting to think that. I don't need this one on. Well, it's not even testing my new armor. It's also this. Come on. You having problems? Why is it every time I kill a skeletal mage, they're in an awkward position? So now one of the good things about this is all of this entire dungeony area, not only am I getting a lot of stuff off of it, but if each chest spawns these, that's a lot of experience. Unless it's just the one-time spawn. I guess we'll find out. Good potions. We'll find out right now. My current thought process is that it was just the one. It's not just the one time. Yeah, there's more of them every single time. Ooh. Hi, potato. All right. Despite the fact there's more of them every single time, here's what I'm going to do. If I play this on my own tonight, which is kind of up in the air, I'm only going to empty out this crypt because it doesn't look like there's anything super amazing. Emptying crypt. It looks like it's potions, some money, quarrels, whatever. Nothing super amazingly great, but good experience. It just takes a little bit of time. I'm actually going to switch